been around each other for a couple years now, so let's play a game of fun facts, and I'll start. Fun fact about me, you didn't know already, I love to win. I love the feeling of all the preparation and planning, going the right way, the opposition bending to what you're giving them, or even crushing a personal goal. Winning, it's nothing like it. Still with me? Well, hi there. It's Biz, and we got a build that lets everyone feel that win for you today. So get your things in order. It's going to get bloody in Countdown. Let's go. As always, if you're new here or tuning in for the first time, you're welcome here. This channel is all about getting better together in this crazy Division universe, and I thank you for spending a little bit of your time here. If you have something that you're having a hard time building, get some extra brains on it in the comments below. While you light it up, let's strap up, crack an ice cold liquid death, and get down to it. Okay, so we got one fun fact out of the way at the jump. I have one more. Mrs. Biz and I are huge Halloween fans, like big time. I love the candy, the spookiness, the understanding that autumn and the beauty of it is the end of the leaves' life cycle and that there's beauty in that entropy. Love it! With that in mind, we're going to get spooky and gross today with a bleed build that gives the Shining's elevator scene a run for its money. Now you might be asking, Biz, you've done bleed builds before, like 2 years ago. Are you just going to regurgitate the same bleed build double feature? And to that I say, tempting, but absolutely not. See, the build gods have bestowed upon us an amazing gift with TU16, and that's a rework to Ongoing Directive, and it's super good. And if you haven't seen it yet, well, keep your eyes glued like that chap in A Clockwork Orange for a sec. I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you what Ongoing Directive did before, except, well, collect dust in my stash. I tried to make it relevant in PvP a while ago with not a lot of luck. They can't all be hits, but this remix, it's a banger. When we look into Ongoing Directive, it has some standard 2- and 3-piece bonuses you'd expect. A 2-piece to stats effect, and a 3-piece to reload speed. Makes sense, and honestly, not too much to write home about. As most gear sets go, though, it gets really spicy when we hit the 4-piece bonus. With Ongoing Directive, you get Rules of Engagement, it's a bonus, and boy, is it a bonus. With Rules of Engagement, shooting stats-affected enemy will apply a mark, and that stays there for 10 seconds. Once the marked enemy is killed, your agent gets a full clip of hollow point ammo for the active weapon. This bonus also brought enough for the class, as each of your team members are also going to get half a clip of hollow point ammo. And for those of you who don't know, hollow point ammo is just the best, because it will amplify your weapon damage and apply a bleed on hit. So imagine you're in Countdown, 8 guys at a power plant trying to make things work. You hit a marked target from Rules of Engagement. Suddenly, everything's bleeding and your entire team has amp damage. Sounds like a good team win, right? That is correct. The feeling of supporting your team feels great, but nothing feels better when I win, just a little bit more than them. And we're going to get into that as we uncover how I set this build up for success for my team and for myself. So to start, we land on a Survivalist specialization. I went this direction to buff the team even further. See, Survivalist Tactical Link lets group members get 10% extra damage to stats-affected enemies. You know, those enemies your team is pumping hollow point into and making them bleed? Yeah. They get 10% extra damage atop the 20% amplified damage. You're welcome. We keep on the roll of supporting the team, and for them, we loaded up the Grudge with its perfect form of Vindictive. Perfect Vindictive will give a buff to crit chance and damage for anyone within 20 meters of you for 20 seconds. As most teams travel in packs in Countdown, man, my pack is gonna haunt. For the secondary, we see a Police M4 with Sadist applying 20% additional damage to bleeding enemies. That one, that's just for me. Going into the overview of the build, man, we see a lot of red. Makes sense, and I feel like Blade would be proud. Overall, this is a 4 red, 2 blue core setup with everything I can rolled to crit chance and damage. And we're going to take this a bit backwards because I want to talk about where my agent starts winning with this build. And for that, we enter the Ridgeway's Pride chess piece. Ridgeway's Pride is a heck of a piece, and for this setup, it allows me to do some pretty cool stuff. Firstly, this Bleeding Edge talent applies a bleed to anyone I do damage to that's within 15 meters of me. And we got that. I play super close usually anyway. On the back half of this talent, anything bleeding within 15 meters of you will allow you to repair an amount of armor per second. This kicks off at 3% for one enemy and can get up to 48% when 5 enemies are bleeding nearby. Something I realized when making this build, this talent, Bleeding Edge, yeah, there's nothing to do with armor regen. It repairs based on how many enemies are bleeding. Regen, completely different thing. And this talent is exactly where my character wins. So, as I'm marking targets, my agents are getting hollow points, crit bonuses, tactical link bonuses, all while bleeding enemies. Those bleeding enemies should be near me, and if they are, I'm getting armor repair from all of them. Love this chest piece and the chance to get 48% armor repair back per second, but enough about that. Let's move on to the rest of this build and see how we win there. As we can see, supporting this chest piece, we do have 4 pieces of Ongoing Directive, and we pair that with the Anarchist Cookbook. Now this comes with Perfectly Wicked and will bump up my damage on status-affected enemies by 18% for 27 seconds. I'll take the extra damage and bonus status effects. Keeping the bleed on for just a little bit longer keeps me chaining that rules of engagement bonus and buffing the team and myself at the same time. Moving into skills, I have a revive hive for when someone dies to a hunter. I mean, what can I say? I'm a team player. Who also plays a little rowdy and needs to be picked up too sometimes. I pair this with a Riot Foam Chem Launcher to keep things still every so often. I'll be honest, I don't use skills as a setup that often. So let me know below what skills you'd run with this. Overall, I really dig this build. I'm so glad that just in time for Halloween, we get a support build that bleeds. It sounds gross, it's totally cool, and man, I might go chug a bottle of corn syrup and red food dye after I drop this one. I'll leave it there for now. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you took something from this, and if you did, or you just got a giggle from some of my lame attempts at humor, please hit the like and subscribe button and help me with the scariest monster of all, YouTube's algorithm. I'll see you all when I'm looking at you. I'm Biz, and I'm out of here.
System reactivated.
When you're ready to come home, shoot off a flare.
Rogue restore hive detected. Hostile restore hive detected. System malfunctioning. Agent down. System back online.
Shut up and take it.
Rogue defender drone detected. Hostile defender drone detected. System curtailed. System restored. Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected. System malfunctioning. System reactivated.
Tori sees you. Helo inbound.